next race will be at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, home of the 24 Hours of Spa.
Two hours later. Day 3, day 4. A few moments later. 1 eternity later. 3 days later. 12 seconds later. 3:28 a.m. 3 weeks later. Many months later.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow for sure. Eventually. 12 o'clock midnight. 1 hour later. 2 hours later. 3 hours later. While Patchy pulls himself together, let's see how SpongeBob's party is shaping up. Meanwhile, 2 hours later. 8:01 p.m. The next day. Later. 20 minutes later. 6 hours later. Several bad puns later.
70 years later.
Meanwhile, 6 hours later. Later that same evening, several days later. 6 months later. 2 hours later. 1 minute, 37 seconds later. 1 debt to society later. 4 to 6 weeks later. 1 pair of pants later. 8 hours later. 298 frozen patties later. 3 hours later. Epilogue. The next day, 10 seconds later. 346 minutes later. Much, much, much later. Meanwhile, at the Krusty Krab. 2,000 years later. 6.5 hours later. A few inches later. Day 2, day 3, day 4. A few moments later. 1 eternity later. 3 days later. 12 seconds later. 3:28 a.m. 3 weeks later, many months later.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow for sure. Eventually, 12 o'clock. Three days later. 3 days later. What follows is a brief construction montage. Flashback. While Patchy pulls himself together, let's see how SpongeBob's party is shaping up. End of flashback. Soon after montage. Yesterday. Meanwhile, back in the Lola. A few moments later. Moments later. Moments later. More moments later. 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 In the void. Much later. Much, much later. Much, much later. Much, much, much later. The following Thursday. Later that same evening. Just then, by sheer coincidence. 12 o'clock midnight. 3:28 a.m. 7:59 a.m. 8:01 p.m. 10 seconds later. 12 seconds later.
Yeah, it's helped him to fix his flat so he could get home safely.
My dad says our insurance doesn't have that. Don't worry, I know what a lug wrench is, Dad. Is this a lug wrench?
Maybe. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
A high-performance car like this, when pushed to the limit, won't settle for anything less than Pennzoil Synthetics. Designed to give you complete protection for top engine performance. Pennzoil Synthetics. Make the switch.
Jane, this is Jim from OnStar. I've contacted help, and they're on their way.
Okay.
Don't worry. I'm going to stay with you until help arrives.
Thank you. That deer, it just came out of nowhere.
I think extreme weather brings out strengths that we never knew we had. We see ordinary people doing extraordinary things. These are the heroes and survivors.
It looks like a bubble and makes a big splash. It's endless water fun when you throw, catch, or smash. It's Water Wubble, reusable water balloon balls. No tying, they seal themselves. No cleanup, because they don't pop. You can fill Water Wubble over and over, almost anywhere. Fill a little or a lot. Toss them, splat them, or squish them. Wherever there's water, you can play with Water Wubble. You can get your set of 8 Water Wubbles for $14.99, plus $4.99 processing and handling. Must be 18 years or older to order.
My prescriptions used to be really expensive, but then I went to GoodRx.com.
It just works. You put in the drug you're looking for, and bang, you've got half a dozen or more choices in front of you of pricing and locations to get it.
You never think about shopping around for medication prices.
I have good insurance, but with GoodRx, I save even more money.
What? I was paying how much?
And it's absolutely free. No cost to me whatsoever. I get to save $1,180 a year with GoodRx. This is awesome.
Go to GoodRx.com and check it out.
Getting tight. I'm losing my footing here.
3 hours into a battle with an overturned logging truck.
You're sliding on your left, Dylan.
Ken and Dylan are gaining ground. Until...
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Chain let go.
Bar came off.
The weld let go.
How much more you need?
About 10 feet.
And reattach the line.
Good.
Just as the first logging truck of the day arrives before dawn.
We got logging trucks here now. We gotta get this out.
Until the wreck is up, the logging trucks will have to wait.
Oh, brutal. Looking good?
Good.
Okay, take it away, Dylan.
About time to let go of that center line.
Let go of the center one, Kenny.
Good, just wait. Let me get this a bit. I'm losing my footing here.
I was really worried about the ice on the road. That corner was really slippery.
Gonna break loose on me, I think.
I've had it happen before where the wreckers will start to slide.
She's twisting me here.
And then there's no stopping, away they go.
I think it's gonna slide back on me.
You gotta go with that front line, Ken.
Okay, pull the front one. She's coming.
Go, Dylan, go.
There's not enough room to pull the wreck up beside them. So Ken and Dylan have to winch it up between them.
Keep going.
And finesse it in sideways.
We actually suspended that truck just about in midair, coming up over the top of the bank.
Bring it right to you.
We slid it right up sideways and slid it right up in between us onto the road.
Let her down a little bit. Just a bit. Down. Beautiful.
we made it.
Nice. There we go. Let's get this hooked up and get out of here. Good job, Dylan. Good job, Craig. That was a big job.
Push it back.
Big job.
Here, hold it.
That's the type of job that you can run into out in these places, remote places. We got to get down the road now, let the loggers up here.
We had a few little hiccups through the job, and I think we worked as a team. I'm proud of them, both of them.
Back on the coke.
Holy, that's one wild ride.
Quite a mess, eh?
Jamie sizes up a wreck that's wedged into the side of a forest.
Pretty mangled. Wouldn't mind kind of investigating the back of this thing a bit, see what it's like on the other side. It looks like the trailers went rested on a tree and gone right through the top of the roof. But you can see the whole roof's torn in. Basically, once the box is compromised, it makes things difficult when you're trying to do the recovery. I don't see anything spilling out of here. The snow's really deep here. It's a bit of a pull. You're 50 to 75 feet down, and there's 2-3 feet of snow as resistance.
But Jamie has to put the recovery on hold until morning.
We'll have to wait till it gets a little lighter and traffic control gets here. This is a big job, so maybe keep the lights turned on for another month here with this job.
This program brought to you by Cool Sculpting. Learn more on coolsculpting.com.
Ways to lose stubborn belly fat. The Northern Percussion Massage. Not cool. Freezing away fat cells with Cool Sculpting, now that's cool. Cool Sculpting safely freezes and removes fat cells with little or no downtime and no surgery. Results and patient experience may vary. Some rare side effects include temporary numbness, discomfort, and swelling. Ask your doctor if Cool Sculpting is right for you and visit coolsculpting.com today for your chance to win a free treatment.
Turn up your swagger game with One-A-Day Men's.
Get ready for the wildlife.
A complete multivitamin with key nutrients plus B vitamins for heart health. Your One-A-Day is showing.
I'm Jimmy Dean, and I wish I could tell you how I feel about a morning like this. And that includes a good hearty breakfast. You need something to kind of warm the whole body up and get it going. It's a great way to kick off your day.
There's nothing small about your business. With Dell Small Business Technology Advisors, you'll get the one-on-one partnership you need to grow your business. The Dell Vostro 15 laptop. Contact a Dell advisor today.
Hey, we didn't have a homeowner's claim last year, so Allstate's giving us money back on our bill.
Seems fair. Didn't use it.
Wish we got money back on gym memberships.
Get money back.
Hilarious.
With claim-free rewards. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Behr presents 2 stains, 4 seasons. Ordinary stains say they can do the job, but Behr Premium Stain can weather any weather. Behr Premium Semi-Transparent Stain and Sealer. Overall #1 rated. Weathers it all. Right now, get incredible savings on Behr paints and stains. Exclusively at the Home Depot.
If you have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, little things can be a big deal. That's why there's Otezla. Otezla is not an injection or a cream. It's a pill that treats psoriasis differently. With Otezla, 75% clear skin is achievable after just 4 months, with reduced redness, thickness, and scaliness of plaques. And the Otezla prescribing information has no requirement for routine lab monitoring. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. Otezla may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Tell your doctor if these occur. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Other side effects include upper respiratory tract infection and headache. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Otezla, show more of you.
In hope, Jamie is beginning his own battle.
Last night, tractor trailer flipped over on its side on the coke. The tree went right into the side of